Hello friends, I'm Gags.
And I'm JVH3.
Welcome to Mulligan's Island. Your first trip here, what do you think so far?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful for people who don't follow Gilligan's Island. There's many a time where there's a special guest that showed up on the island.
That's right.
That's me.
Yeah, Mike's taking a well-needed vacation. Dunsey he went on a Detroit Tigers scouting mission. Where did he go, James?
He took off for the wonderful town of Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, Beantown.
Beantown.
And I understand he took in a Tiger game, a Red Sox game. Why would you think it would be a Tiger game, James?
Well, we've done a great job of giving great players to the rest of Major League Baseball, and the Red Sox is one of those teams.
Right. They're playing Houston. I think they have a couple of our former players on the team, too.
We are just givers.
Yeah, we are givers.
Thanks, Al.
All right, it's time for our featured segment of the three teams that we highlighted last week. And our first group was Mike Florio's group versus John Birchler's team. They took 30 from John and his partner. Andy once again, and Mike play steady golf all the time, and there's a reason why they're near the top. James, who was next on our featured group?
The next was Rusty and Eldon against Joy and Kestis. Rusty and Eldon have been showing that they're a formidable team this year, and they took 26 points.
Oh, good day, good day. So, do you think the new handicap system is helping out Rusty and Eldon, or are they just finally catching their groove, finding their place in the league?
I think they've matured nicely.
Nice, nice. And our last feature group, Mark Dozy and his partner.
John Morano is
Oh.
just a competitive, I would call him a little ball of hate.
I'll tell you what, he took it personal last year, James, when they were near the bottom and took a lot of ridicule from the other teammates.
Yeah, it did not sit well with him.
So how'd they turn out this past week, though, on the revenge tour?
Well, part of their revenge tour was going after Warren Radgens and Jim Pathausen.
And
Sorry if I mispronounced your name, Jim. 25 points. They are on a mission. And I believe Morano is still upset because he thought that effort would at least get them in the second place, and they're not.
Oh, so
Revenge is
with the
still
other teams playing well also, they moved up to third, but they still got a little work to do.
They have work to do. So, John, keep that chip on your shoulder and keep going after it.
Now that takes us to the tank teams of the week. James, who are we representing this week?
This week we have Bears and Stupid, who are in our 22nd place. They're 10 points behind the 21st place team. I believe Doc Bears thinks that there's a prize for last place.
Oh, last is not so bad if you get a prize, is it?
Someone must have whispered in his ear that we've got something good for them if they just let everyone take points from them every week. And they're doing a good job of that.
Well, we'll see how they do next week. Well, James, it's time to announce our feature teams for next Wednesday, May 22nd. Go ahead and lay out our feature teams for this week.
We have a great match between Mike Florio and Andy Munoz against Bob Waite and Doug Ward. Between that foursome, there's only 15 handicaps.
Good match to watch. You get a chance, go out and take a look. Our next group, John Birchler and Mr. Kapler versus JVH3 and JVH4. So, James, any predictions on your match for next week? Don't hold back. It's time to start making your move. What do you think?
My prediction?
Your prediction.
Pain.
And last, Mike Dunn, Chris Barnicki versus Mark Dozy and his partner, John Morano. What do you think here, buddy?
There won't be much in the way of gimme putts. These guys are coming for the gold, and it's a number 5 versus number 3 in our current standings.
Right. So no gimmies, you're saying, in this group. Play it out.
I don't see it happening.
Big boy golf.
Big boy golf.
Good luck, guys. Time for the Wardo poll, also named
The admin feed pool.
rightly so. We had 5 winners this week. Dennis Lukasik on number 3.
We had Warren Radgens, also known as Bad Warren, on number 4.
Jeff Ellerwood, a sub, on number 6.
Jeff Horton, who does he play with?
Gags.
And on number 7, was that a great shot? Were you impressed?
Anytime Jeff Horton puts the club in his hand, it's impressive. There'll be a video on that shortly. Last but not least, the waiter.
Who happens to be the partner of the admin.
Yeah, I wonder if they all split that pot equally or a teammate gets extra cheese.
Well, however it goes, I know those admin fees are going to stack up, and I expect to see Wardo with a nice wedge at the end of the season.
Absolutely. Good luck, guys. Well, it's time for our low growth section. James, how did our golfers fare this past week?
Well, all the good golfers, I'd like to tip my hat to you. We had Mike Florio with a girls score of 35. Jeff Horton, 36. Wonderful super sub, Jeff Ellenwood came in with the 37. I witnessed the start of his round where he drove the green on number 1. So the 37 is not surprising.
That's not surprising. When you drive the green on number 1, you're having a good start. Our low net score was Fred Hill with a net 29.
Fred Hill.
Fred
Just
Hill.
keeps getting better with time.
He is a wonderful golfer when he sets his mind to it. Next up, Dunsey.
Dunsey, I witnessed this also.
Yeah, and he shot pretty well.
Yes, he did. There was a low net of 30. He had a gross of 38, and I watched 2 birdies.
Our third low net, Ron Fry. How did he do, James?
He did a wonderful 31. So congratulations, Ron. The chips are far.
It's time to hand out some money. Our skins winners this week. Go ahead and we had 3 skins this week.
It's starting to sound like a broken record, but Mike Dunn received a skin on number 1. Again, a wonderful birdie. He was just on fire.
That was that the 5 wedge hole?
That was before he even had to use the magic of the 5 wedge. This was just a normal
This is pre-5 wedge.
pre-5 wedge. Number 1. This is how I found out my day was going to suck.
Well, Dunsey can throw him in there. I believe he had a great day. Our second skins winner was Frank Sinagra, number 5.
Oh, sneaky Frank Sinagra.
He cashed in for $40, and then if some of you might have noticed, Eldon stuck around for a reason. Why does Eldon usually stick around?
Well, it's not usually to just talk to the wonderful guys in the clubhouse. The man has a nose for money, and he was sniffing for some cash, and he knew it.
Who did we interview this week?
We interviewed Fox Hill employee Rich, who's the starter for our league, and a great guy.
Right. He had an important message for all of us. Let's take a look.
Hey, golf group, are you there? Wednesday night, the busiest night at Fox Hills. So we need you to play on time, start on time, play ready golf, have fun, but play on time. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.
Starting this week, we're going to come up with a new feature, as we always try to improve Mulligan's Island. We're going to start with Tip of the Week. James, what's today's tip called?
Today's tip is called Take Your Medicine.
Okay, can you explain a little more about Take Your Medicine and how we can use it on a golf course?
There are times where you would like to make a hero shot and save your round. I will tell you this right now. That shot won't save your round, and it's probably better for you to just take your medicine. Chris Barnicki, on the 9th hole at the Woods, ended up with a ball in the branch of a tree. And at the time, we discussed whether or not he should take a drop or go ahead and whack away. He claimed that he was going to make a wonderful shot, it was going to hit the green, and we should get our video cameras out to record this historic shot.
Is this when you suggested he should take his medicine?
That is exactly what I said.
Well, what transpired after that?
He did not take his medicine,
Oh, boy.
and we were close to losing some people.
All right, James, so kind of walk us through the process with Chris in the tree.
Well, I believe Chris decided to take that shot because off the tee, he was left. And then his second shot hit another tree.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
So that third shot ended up in the tree.
So now he's lying 3
And-
under the tree.
Under the tree, with the pressure of trying to win this hole to split the match.
And who were you guys playing last Wednesday?
Well, I was there along with my partner, Warren Musson, a.k.a. Good Warren,
Good one.
and Dr. Chris Barnicki, obviously, and Mike Dunn, who is a Bostonian now.
Right. All right, so he's setting up and probably doesn't have a really good lie, but What transpired on the swing? What made him think that he could get that ball out of there?
Pure, unadulterated stupidity.
Oh, don't be sis. Where'd it go? Oh, I had good wood.
Now it's time for one of my favorite segments of the day, the joke of the day.
Here's today's joke of the day. So one morning, a young lady living near a pet store, she decided it's time to start walking to work. As she walks by the pet store, there's a parrot standing outside, and the parrot looks at her and says, "You're ugly." In her surprise, she gives the parrot a dirty look, but continues on to work. Upset throughout the course of the day, but gets over it. She walks home past the same parrot. The parrot says, "You know you're still ugly." She's upset. No problem. She goes home, a couple glasses of wine. Says it's probably a one-time thing. Next morning, time to go to work. Stops by the pet store. Parrot looks at her and goes, "Wow, you're really ugly." Upset as she should be, she walks into the owner and says, "Sir, your parrot has been calling me ugly for 2 days." The owner says, "Don't worry. Today when you walk by, he will not utter the words ugly to you ever again. I so apologize." She takes the apology, moves on. She comes back that day. As she walks by the parrot's got his wings folded. The parrot looks at her and just says, "You know." Well, we hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Mulligan's Island. I want to thank James for stopping by and filling in for Dunsey.
It was my pleasure. I'll do this anytime, but just so you know, just like in Gilligan's Island, I'm going to take off. You have to stay here for that 3 hour tour.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.